Hello students, welcome to the e-learning platform presented by Mechanical Engineering Department of Dr. Bapuji Saroke Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kolhapur. The learning objectives for today's session are number 1, study of steam turbine and its types. Study of different types of steam turbine. What do you mean by steam turbine and its type? Second, study of pollution control of boilers. The how to control the pollution coming out from the boilers will be studied in today's session. Starting with steam turbine. A steam turbine is a device that extracts thermal energy from the pressurized steam and uses it to do mechanical work on a rotating output shaft. The steam turbine or the modern steam turbine was invented in 1884 by Sir Charles Parson, whose first model was connected to a dynamo that generated 7.5 kilowatt, that is 10 horsepower of electricity. The invention of Parsons steam turbine made cheap and plentiful electricity possible and revolutionized the machinery, marine transport and naval warfare. The steam turbine is also called as prime mover, in which rotary motion is obtained by gradual change of momentum of steam. In steam turbine, rotary motion is imparted directly to the shaft by means of high velocity jets striking the blades fixed on the rim of wheel, which is fastened to the shaft. The turbine is much simpler in mechanical construction and it utilizes kinetic energy of the steam. The steam is expanded from high pressure, that is from boiler pressure, to low pressure, that is to the condenser pressure, either in a nozzle or in a turbine blade, and kinetic energy thus obtained is supplied to the rotary blade, where it is transformed into mechanical work. That is, the steam coming out from the nozzle is imparted directly on a turbine blade, which it causes the steam which causes the blade to rotate. The rotating blade in general connected to the mechanical elements generate the electricity. The steam turbine is basically used to convert the potential energy into kinetic energy and kinetic energy into mechanical work. Steam turbines are usually used to develop the electricity or to different application, such as to lower the pressure of the steam for working pressure or for the electricity generation. Basically, there are two types of turbine. One is a impulse turbine and second is a reaction turbine. First, impulse turbine, also known as de Laval turbine. The impulse turbine consists of one fixed set of nozzle mounted on a diaphragm that orient the steam flow into the high speed jet, which is followed by one set of moving blade ring as shown in figure below for a single stage impulse turbine. The figure shows the nozzle connected to the blade and rotor assembly. A single stage is impulse turbine. In impulse turbine, the power is developed by the impulsive force of high velocity steam jet or jet which contain significant energy, kinetic energy, which is converted into shaft rotation by bucket like shape rotor blades as the steam jet changes direction. The pressure drop occurs only only at the stationary blade with increase in steam velocity across the stage. As the steam flows through the nozzle, the pressure falls from inlet pressure to exit pressure, that is atmospheric pressure, or more usually the vacuum condenser vacuum pressure. The high velocity steam jets are obtained by complete expansion of steam in stationary nozzle fitted in diaphragm. Then this high velocity kinetic energy steam passes through the moving blade with no drop in pressure but a gradual reduction in velocity. The loss of energy due to this higher exit velocity is commonly called the carryover velocity or leaving losses. Thus, in a pure impulse turbine, the high velocity jet from nozzle strikes on the blades mounted on a wheel attached to the shaft. The nozzle axis is inclined to an angle to the tangent of the rotor. Second type is a reaction turbine. Reaction turbine consists of rows of stationary, fixed and moving blade alternatively. Stationary blades are attached to the inner side of casing and the moving blades are fitted on the periphery of rotating drum. The below figure shows the arrangement of fixed blade and moving blade. Stationary blades are aerofoil shaped which act as a nozzle. The row of the fixed blade followed by the row of moving blade is called stage, one single stage of an reaction turbine. The stationary blade acts as a nozzle, that is the fixed blade acts as a nozzle, and the changes the direction of flow of steam by increasing the velocity. This type of turbine make use of reaction force produced as the steam accelerates through the nozzle formed by the rotor. So it is called as reaction turbine. In pure reaction turbine, the drop of pressure with expansion and generation of kinetic energy takes place in moving blades. The steam jet leaving the moving blade at greater velocity than they enter this blade because due to the aerofoil shape of the blades of the fixed blades with a greater velocity react on a blade and then turn them around. The passage through the moving blades of reaction turbine are made convergent so that steam expands as it passes through the moving blade. This expansion causes the steam to leave the moving blade at higher velocity at which it entered. A pressure drop occurs both at the stator and the rotor, with steam accelerating through stator and deaccelerating through rotor. No change in steam velocity across the stage but decrease in both pressure and temperature reflect the work performed in driving of the rotor. The pure reaction type turbines are not used practically. Comparison between the impulse turbine and the reaction turbine. Below are the points for comparison between impulse turbine and reaction turbine. In impulse turbine, the steam completely expands in a nozzle, that is pressure drops in nozzle and pressure remains constant during its flow through moving blade. Whereas in reaction turbine, the steam expands partly in a nozzle and partly in a moving blades. In impulse turbine, turbine blades have symmetrical profile, hence area of flow of rotor blade remains constant. Whereas in reaction turbine, turbine blades are of aerofoil type, hence area of flow of rotor blade changes along the blade like that of nozzle. The pressure in impulse turbine on both sides of the moving blade remains constant, whereas for reaction steam turbine the different pressure exists on two ends of moving blade of an reaction turbine. The relative velocity of a steam for an impulse turbine passing over blade remains constant, and the relative velocity of steam passing over moving blades in reaction turbine increases because of expansion in moving blades. The impulse turbine requires less space, whereas reaction turbine requires more space. For the same power, less number of stages are required for impulse steam turbine, whereas for the same power, more number of stages are required for reaction turbine. The steam velocity is very high and hence speed of turbine is very high in case of impulse turbine. The steam velocity is less than impulse turbine in case of reaction turbine, hence speed of the turbine is low. The impulse turbine is suitable for small power generation and the reaction turbine is suitable for medium and high power generation. Next point is compounding of an steam turbine or methods of reducing the rotor speed. Generally, in a steam power plant, the steam is expanded from boiler pressure to condenser pressure. Its velocity is high. This results in high rotational speed of turbine as speed is directly proportional to the steam velocity. Such high rotational speed of turbine is of no use or not any practical use. Hence, it becomes necessary to reduce the rotor speed of turbine by gearing it there as to avoid the failure of blade due to the excessive centrifugal stresses in a single stage of blade. Different methods are used to reduce the high rotary speed. This method consists of a multiple system of rotor in series keyed on a common shaft, and the steam pressure or the steam velocity is absorbed in stages as it flows over the rotor blade. This is known as compounding, that is grouping. Compounding is also known as grouping, that is reducing the pressure or reducing the velocity in number of stages so as to achieve the required speed or the rotary speed. There are three different types of compounding. First is pressure compounding. Pressure compounding is where the pressure is reduced in stages. Second, velocity compounding. It is the one in which the velocity is reduced in stages. And third is pressure velocity compounding. In that is this type is a combination of an first and second types of compounding method. So these are the methods used for reducing the rotor speed. So the last point of today's session, control of pollution due to the steam boiler. Due to combustion of fuel in a furnace of a boiler, soot and smoke and particulate are released into atmosphere which causes the pollution in air. So to reduce it, following points are considered. First, use of an economizer. An economizer should be used or should be provided in circuit for preheating of the boiler feed water so that the water easily gets converted into steam. Second, use of draft fans. The boiler should be provided with induced draft fan for appropriate capacity so as to heat the air or so as to circulate the air properly. Third, CO2 monitoring instrument should be provided to the flue system so as to measure the CO2, that is carbon dioxide, releasing into the atmosphere. A cyclone separator of an appropriate size should be provided in circuit, that is in the power plant, along with bottom storage hooper, and the duct collected should be taken out from time to time. The cyclone separator is nothing but the device used to separate the particles moving in the moving out due to burning. The fuel used should be fired uniformly and it should be used in a less quantity so as to so as the time required for burning is reduced and the bed thickness does not exceed than the design level of boiler. Height of the chimney should be properly designed to provide proper mechanical draft to the flue gases, that is the height of the chimney should be more. So this is it. Thank you. In today's session we have completed steam turbine in its types and the method to control the steam turbine rotor speed and the pollution control of the steam boiler. The first chapter ends in today's session. If you have any queries, you can directly contact me. Thank you.